Okay, so let's start off because of the time and because this lesson is going to entail a lot of things. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and this lesson is going to be recorded. So Felipe, once your camera is turned on, that would be great. In the meantime, can you guys see my screen? Is it coming on? I think I'm screen sharing right now. Is it showing? Can you see my screen? Okay, I think there are some technical glitches, guys. We have to confirm. First, let's confirm with, and then let's, Felipe, I think, is getting his camera turned on. So let's get all the technical stuff in place so that we can get started. Is everyone clear on seeing my screen right now? I'm screen sharing. Can you guys see it? Hello? Yeah, so Felipe, what about your camera? How is that coming along? Dushimi, you gotta check the chat. Let me actually send you a message right now. Let me see. Okay. Okay, Dushimi, you gotta rejoin. Okay, rejoin. So he cannot hear us. Okay. Rejoin the lesson. Rejoin so that you can try to see if you can hear. Filippo, how's your camera coming along in your case? Is it okay? Can you still hear me? Hello? Please rejoin the lesson if anyone cannot hear me before we commence, because it's important that you guys can hear me, can see me, I can hear and see you as well. Remember, that's a requirement for these lessons. So please rejoin if necessary. Yep, yep. Okay, okay.
Hi.
Hi, hello. Yes, Filippo, I can hear and see you very well. Can you still hear me and see me? Hello? Can you hear me and see me? Great,
Yes, I can
can
see
hear
you.
you and see you.
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah,
Are you-
yeah, I'm seeing you.
Great, great, excellent. Okay,
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, I'm good. Thanks for asking. So we're gonna get started, although we need to wait a little. I think Dushime is gonna rejoin. Yeah, he just did that. So Dushime, can you hear me and see me okay? Oh, this is Kathleen. Kathleen joined us now. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, can you hear me, Kathleen? Hello? I think she's trying to adjust her technical. Let's just give her a second or two. Kathleen, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's nice. Great. Okay. I think both you and Filippo can hear me. Dushime will also join us. He was just with us a few minutes ago and he had to log out because he had some technical issues, but we're going to get the lesson started off. Okay. So welcome guys to this first lesson for the AI visual course, Visual Alchemy Content Creation course. There's so many things that's going to happen in this 4 sessions. It's going to run by real fast. At the end of the day, we are going to actually pursue for you guys to compete in some of the content creation contests worldwide, which we're going to be sharing with you some information about. So when I say compete, I mean the things that you're going to be creating in these lessons, you're actually going to be submitting them to be able to compete for these content creation courses. And there's so many content creation online remote jobs that many tech companies and many companies are looking for. So that would also open a lot of doorways for you. So we're going to talk more about that one a little bit later. For now, I'm going to get started. I'm recording this class just to let you guys know because these sessions have to be recorded. All our class sessions are recorded. Okay, so we're
Okay.
going to get started. Now, I think everybody has
Raj.
access to their emails, right? If you guys don't hear me at any point in time, please let me know and I can repeat what I've said. So we're going to run right into the lesson. The first lesson we're supposed to work on is to create a storytelling campaign for a luxury brand, okay? So this luxury brand is called the Neo Heritage. Now, what is content creation all about and how do you use AI to do that? It's quite simple if you understand the technique, but you get better with practice. And you have to be patient because sometimes you have to repeat a prompt. You have to be able to know how to articulate what you have in your head, your thoughts, and then be able to kind of type that out into a prompt. But at the same time, know what message you're trying to send out to your audience and how you want to connect to people. And so that's what makes you create the best content. At the same time, you're going to be, should I say, somewhat of a very important and very reliable content creator that there's so many jobs online for content creation. There's so many opportunities for it. It's a new thing. So you have to make sure you practice to get better at creating content. So the first lesson, it says that we have to create this complete visual identity, right? So let me highlight this because this is quite important right here. So we're supposed to create a visual identity for this company. And so this company we have to understand is a skincare line. It's called the Oud and Amber. So you guys may already know what Oud and Amber is. You kind of have to understand what the whole, content is about. And it says that the trend is that brands are currently obsessed with this hyperlocalization. So how are we going to be able to create this content? Now, it's basically cultural integration. We're supposed to integrate the Scandinavian design with the West African and North African Berber motifs. So West African and Dinkra symbols and North African Berber motifs. So that's the idea behind it. Now the workflow, there's so many ways we can create this. So it's not necessarily only the Google AI Studio and the Google FX, but if you want to get a very good content, you should use Gemini because Gemini is the one that's the best out there. It's the one that's the most accurate, and that's what we're going to be using. So let's start together. First, I need you guys to go to your email accounts on Nazli Tech School. And then I'm going to go slowly so that everybody can follow. Okay, so if I'm going a little bit fast on any point, just let me know and I'll slow down. Now, are you guys all on your email? You got to open up gemini.google.com. If you prefer to set it in whatever way you need to, just go ahead and set it, okay? All right, I'm going to wait for you guys. Let me know if everything is okay so far, okay? How's it going so far, guys? Is everyone following me on going to the
Okay.
gemini.google.com? That's the first thing you guys need to do. Kathleen, Filippo, yeah? I think Filippo is with us. Kathleen, it seems frozen.
Yeah.
Kathleen, Dushime, can you guys hear me? Filippo can hear me, but I don't know about Kathleen and Dushime. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear us? Can you see me? Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, they can't, Filippo. You can, but I don't think Kathleen and yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear me. I can hear you too, Filippo. I can see you and hear you. But I think your classmates, Kathleen and okay, so Dushime just joined us again.
I
Dushime,
see.
can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Hello? Dushime?
Yes,
Hi, how are
yes, I
you?
can hear you. I'm
Okay,
fine.
great. Welcome to the lesson. So I already got started on the lesson. Okay, I'm just going to run through. Folikpo is already in the first part of the lesson. I'm going to run through it, but please go onto your Gmail account for Nazli Tech School. Go to your gemini.google.com. Just open that webpage on your Nazli Tech School workspace because there is where you have access to the tools that we need. Okay, and then let me know once you're there because Folikpo is there, so you need to be there. Now, Kathleen, your other classmate, was with us like a few minutes ago. I think she logged out because of her network, so she probably is trying to log back in.
Okay, let me try.
All right, so gemini.google.com. So what I was saying just before you left and came back, what we're doing right now is we're trying to start making the first content for session 1. And I said, by the end of these 4 sessions that you guys have, we are going to post you guys to submit your best work for contests on content creation. And these contests are global contests online and internationally. And also we're going to pitch you guys on applying for some very interesting, compelling content creation jobs online because there's so many that we have a lot of opportunities to. And we want you guys to get started on that to just because this is what is trending right now. It's the AI content creation field. Okay, so that was what I was saying before you came, but I said I was going to explain that a little bit more later. So are you ready to get started? Do you have this opened?
Yes, I have opened my Gemini right now.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Now, how do we get started? Now, what you want to do, first of all, is you want to generate a script. Always use the keyword viral, okay? And remember, when you're creating content, you want to make sure that you keep it consistent, okay? So you can't have irregular characters. You got to have characters that are going to be consistent. You can have one character or more than one. So, and then you also have to make sure that your message is out there. Like, what is this going to be about? So first of all, you can say, create. So let's start typing a prompt. And there's also something I need you guys to have access to. So I'll give you, hopefully I can do this on the chat. Let me copy this. You guys need this information, okay? I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it for you guys on the chat because we're gonna use that to generate the script. We're gonna need to generate the scenes. So here it is. It's on the chat. So you guys have a little bit of a snippet of the first project that we're working on. And then once you get that, you're going to say create a viral scenario to generate, you can say a captivating. So the thing about writing prompts is you have to know how to articulate them in your head. And not all the prompts are going to be perfect in the beginning. You're going to have ups and downs. And that's the thing about content creation. Because these generative AI tools are not perfect yet, they still have problem in generating text. You need to know how to work around that because you do need to have text. It's important to have overlays, text overlays, because it emphasizes the concept. And if you decide to do that without generating the image for those, which I'm coming to, so I'm skipping a little bit. If you don't have the pictures per scene and you decide to just go and create a new scratch, like a new video clip, just because you want to create this and that, you're going to have rubbish text and you don't want to have rubbish text, right? You want to avoid that. So you need to generate the scenario here. So this is how you go about it. You just do a simple prompt. Create a viral scenario to generate a captivating, you can say shorts video. Now, why do I recommend shorts video for content creation? Because people don't have time to watch long. The first 3 seconds is the most important when you're creating content, okay? First 3 seconds. If I watch it, the first 3 seconds, I don't like it, I skip it, move on to the next thing. So if you want to be a very competitive content creator for integrating AI, you have to know how to be able to hook people on the first 3. And you have to always make sure your content is perfect there is no flaw in it. Okay, so it's really important. So here I'm saying create a viral scenario to generate. So Kathleen, if you're missing anything, please go to gemini.google.com and you can start typing out this little prompt that we're writing right here. Remember that I posted something on the chat that you guys are going to need now. So next thing is create a content to generate captivating shorts video. Scenario to generate that for a storytelling. You can say for a storytelling film, but you can also say that make sure, okay, this scenario is broken down. This is important, okay, broken down into viral. You notice that I'm repeating viral many times because you want it to be viral. You want Gemini, you want to use Gemini because it's an AI to go search the whole web and to get you the ideas of things that are viral. What can be viral? What are things that people would love to see in such a content that we're going to do? So make sure the scenario is broken down into viral scenes. And then when you say broken down, what do you mean? You mean visuals should be there, settings should be there, the character profile should be there. Now, another thing that I want to suggest for you guys is that if you want your content to be, I don't know, 3D CGI, because you want animation, or you want it to be horror, or you want it to be comedy, or whatever it is, it's important to specify the genre when you're saying create a captivating, a viral scenario to generate a captivating shorts video, okay? You can definitely say for a 3D CGI film, for a horror film, for comedy, you can decide what it is. I said for a storytelling because that's what this whole thing is. It's a brand, so it has to be a storytelling. People relate a lot to stories. So you notice that's what I have so far, right? I'm going to continue that. We also need to have character profile. We need to have the action, what's going on in the scene, right? We need that. We need to have the soundtrack. And I'm going to tell you guys something very exciting that actually happened a few days ago before you guys started this course. There's something very cool. If you look at tools, we actually have Create Music. So there's now a tool that you can use in Gemini that helps to create and generate soundtrack for your content. And so you can prompt, you have to prompt it so you can generate the soundtrack. It wasn't there before. So now we have that and we're going to make use of it. So action, soundtrack. What else do we need? We need voiceovers, right? Voiceovers, just make it plural because, you know, if you want to say singular, you might have more than one character. Voiceovers, and then you may have short text overlays. This is also important. And very, very important, you must have natural transitions. This is very important. So natural transitions is important because it will connect one scene to the next. You can say natural transitions that make sense, right, to connect one scene to the next. Now, where are we going to make use of, once you guys have this down, let me see. How's it going so far? Kathleen, can you hear and see me okay?
Yes.
Great. And how's it going with your prompt? Are you catching up okay?
I hadn't started it. I haven't started it. I didn't
No
get that
problem.
we had to write it simultaneously with you.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna wait for you guys. It's important that we are all on the same page, so there's no problem. I'll wait for you guys to have it typed out. Just make sure you get the idea. You don't have to write word for word, guys, when you're looking at this prompt generation. Just write out, you know, the idea. What is the idea here? We're trying to create a viral scenario that's going to create a shorts video, because why are we saying shorts? Because people don't watch things for very long and everybody loves to watch shorts, right? You can say a captivating, funny shorts video. You can say a captivating 3D CGI. It depends on what kind of genre you're interested in or you think people will relate to more. If you have no idea what would be the right genre for your content, then you guys need to go onto Gemini, open another Gemini, and then ask Gemini what would be a very interesting genre that people would relate to a lot for a brand, for a luxury skincare brand. And it will tell you whether it's comedy, whether it's drama, everything. Now, you notice that I'm also adding this part. It's important that you say that the scenario is broken down into viral scenes, because you want the scenes to have the visuals, the settings, the character profile, the action, the soundtrack, the voiceovers, the short text overlays, the natural transitions, just things to make sense that connect, especially the transitions. You want each scene to connect, right? You don't want the scenes to be unconnected. Then it doesn't make sense. So that's the first part. I'm going to wait for you guys to get this down. Actually, let me copy this in the chat, okay? I'm going to put it on the chat in case if I go ahead of this because of the time. You can have a look. Just make sure you're recording, not recording, but you're like saving this on Google Docs or something. You need a Google Docs to like save some of these things. So here it is on the chat, okay? So let's get back. Now, where are you guys going to make use of this? How are you going to make use of this whole thing? You need this because this is the idea, right? The idea is it's for this brand, skincare, blah, blah, blah. It has to have this and that, right? So what you need to do is you copy this whole thing, okay? And then you say, use the scene or use the information below as a reference to create these broken down scenes. That's what you need to do, because you want Gemini, you want the AI tool to use something, use the theme of what you wanted to create a content for or scenes for, so that it can generate them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. Now it's going to look long now, okay? What I'll do is come here and say use the information below as reference to. So Folito, if you prefer, I know that you're good in English, but if you prefer to do this in French when you're typing it in, just because you would understand it better, you can do it, okay? But I want you to do it in English. Why? Because once you become an AI content creator for very big companies online, if you take up jobs, but most of the content is in English, to be honest. But then, of course, we have captions in other languages, including French. So then that would be useful. But for you now, if you prefer to like translate for whatever reason, go ahead and feel free to do so. However, just try to also get it in English so that you can, get the feel of how it would work first. So use the information below as reference to generate the broken down scenes. That's it. And then what are you going to do? Well, you're going to say, you put a colon because you're referring to information, aren't you? So paste it. Paste all that, what I gave you in the chat. So this looks long now, okay? So this is my scenario from here all the way to here. This is what I typed. And then the other part is what I gave you guys on the chat. That means the main theme. What is this theme about? It's also important sometimes to tell the AI tool that you want an opening scene, right? You want to have a scene that's introducing this whole thing to the audience. You can say that. You can also say that you want an opening scene with some sort of title, whatever it is, or you can just allow the AI to generate something for you and see how that would look like, and then you can like adjust and tweak it. Okay, how's it going so far, guys? I might have typed quite fast, and I need to wait for you guys because now I just want to hit enter so I can see what the AI is going to generate for us, and then we move from there. But how is the whole typing going for this prompt? Is it okay? Anybody has an issue so far? Let me know, okay? If there's anything so that I can wait. I'm obviously going to wait for you guys for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to hit enter. So once we hit enter, then the AI, oh, another important thing. Please make sure you switch from fast to thinking, okay? You don't want to go fast because you want it to think before it gives you anything. So before you hit enter or do anything else, just make sure you switch it here from fast to thinking. You can also do pro, but pro is going to take a bit longer because it's going to think more. So the best thing to do right now is just to say thinking. You can also do fast. It's not like you can't do fast. But for you to get a very reasonable sort of set of scenario, especially one that you want to go viral. And what does viral mean? It means that if you publish this on any social media platform that you have, immediately you're going to start getting those organic views, right? Not the views that are non-organic, obviously. You're going to start getting people to come in there. Like every minute you can get like 5 people, 6 people And it just keeps increasing in that way. So that's what you want to happen. And so that's why we keep using the keyword viral, because it's supposed to search the whole internet and get that information for you. Okay, Dushimi, Kathleen, and Filippo, let me know when you guys are sort of okay, because you've like 3 minutes. Okay, someone's raising hands. Let's see who it is. Yes,
Yeah.
whoever is raising their hands, go ahead.
I have a problem for that prompt you pasted next from that one you put in the chat. Where do we get it?
Oh, do you see the is the chat showing by any chance? Is it showing the chat or no? Do you see it in the
Yes.
chat?
It
Okay.
is showing the current one.
Oh, but not the previous one. Okay, I'm gonna repost the previous one. By the way, guys, next class you guys would have a more organized session because you guys have a teacher, the next teacher who's gonna teach you in the second class. And you're gonna have your lessons and everything on Google Classroom, okay? We are gonna add you guys to a Google Classroom where you're gonna have all the snippets of the lesson and the video recording as well, just so that you can go back and see what happens, because we will assign you tasks that you need to do before your next session. So all of these prompts and things would be there. Now, another important thing I forgot to mention to you is that you really need to open Google Docs. And I'm going to show you why, because you need to create a portfolio at the end of your session, right? At the end of all the 4 sessions, because your portfolio is going to be something that you're going to use when you're competing for these AI content creation contests and competitions, when you're applying for jobs for them. You need a good portfolio. You need to show that you're competent, you understand what you're doing. So I'm going to show you how you're going to jot this in notes in Google Docs as notes, because you have to paste every single prompt that you do. You have to paste from start to finish. And then afterwards, you have to organize it to show the seed generation is what we call. How do you create one scene to the next scene, to the next scene, all the way to your final scene? So I'm giving you guys like 3 more minutes, and then we have to hit enter. But before we do that, we probably have to open Google Docs as well, because we need to like sort of jot these things down. And I think I'm going to share the Google Docs with everybody so that you guys can see the main copy and have your own copy. Okay? So how's it going so far? Let me create a Google Docs, okay? I'm going to create a Google Docs and I'll share it with you guys. And then you guys can have this copy, but you have to make your own individual copy because you're going to use it for your portfolio. So I'm going to create it. Let's call this one, it's the first lesson, so it's going to be the content number 1, but obviously this is just an example. So let me start by sharing it with you guys. I'm sharing it with your emails for Nazli Tech School, okay, which I have over here. So Dushimi, I'm going to share it with yours, and then for now, I think I'm just going to share it because I don't want to show anybody's password or anything like that. So I'll just go with your usual emails, okay? So Kathleen, yours is here, and then Filippo, yours is also here. Now, you guys are going to be editors. So everything I'm pasting would be in here. You guys can see it. Now, I'm going to give you the link to the document. Just click on it, and you will join your editors, so you can edit stuff. And later after the lesson, I will change this and sort of arrange everything, and it will become viewers. That's why you need to make a copy for yourself. So here's the link to this document, and I'm going to start off by doing this. Did you guys get the link, by the way? Let me see, sure, what? I think, yes. I'm sharing it also with you guys' email. Apparently, it can do that here. So your Nazli Tech email also has this link shared. So that's the link to this document, and this is what I'm going to do. So first, I'm going to say this is our first prompt, right? Prompt number 1. Let's go back. So let's arrange this in an organized fashion. So prompt number 1. This was the prompt, okay? And then I'm going to say reference information. What's the reference information? It was the one that I gave you guys now, which was this one. You have to have reference because the AI needs to know what it's going to base the whole scenario on. So this is reference information. Now paste it over here. Okay, that's it. First prompt, reference information. Let's highlight that. And then you have this. Now, is it okay? You guys got all of this stuff? When you're done, I think I'm fine now. I'm gonna leave you guys here, whoever hasn't done stuff. I'm gonna go now and hit enter. And let's see what the AI is gonna generate. So hit enter or send it. Now, remember that it will generate for you something, and I'm gonna show you two different things, okay? Comparison. So it says this is going to be, okay, this is what I don't like sometimes. Personally, I don't like scenes in tables. Okay, and sometimes the AI does this where it generates scenes in tables, and I don't like scenes in tables. Now, if you're the type of person like me that doesn't like, it's not like you can't use your scenes because it's telling you exactly what you're going to do for each scene, which is good. It gives you the visual, the action, the soundtrack, the voice, the text over. That's nice. But you can come back here and you can edit the prompt and you can say, do not include the scenes or the broken down scenes in a tabular format. So if you're like me that really doesn't like scenes and then send it again, you have to prompt it again. So it's better you prompt it from its original self. So now it's giving me something I like. So it's giving me this. It's called the Sahara Collection. Let's assume that's the name, although that's not the name of the whole campaign. The campaign name for this is called, what is it called again? It's called, I forgot to copy this, but you got to change the name. It's called the Neo Heritage Luxury Brand Launch, right? So Neo Heritage. Now let's get back to the scenes. So do you notice what it's done for me? It says that this is a global nomad meets modern design concept because you're going from nomadic life to modern design. And it says that you're contrasting between the Scandinavian minimalism with sort of the North African / West African design pattern or just structure and feel. So here we have the hook. This is what I told you, because you have to have a hook. It's really important. The first 3 seconds is what will determine if people are going to watch your content or not. And if you're going to be a really good content creator, you have to get people in the first 3 seconds. If they don't like your content in the first 3 seconds, they're going to skip it and move. You're not going to make it viral. So I've got my hook. I've got my scene 1. Do you notice that in the hook, there is the visuals, the action, the soundtrack? It has everything I need. There's also voiceover. And also, if you noticed here, there isn't much of any character profile except this one, right? There's a character. And the only reason that there's a character in this whole scene or this whole shorts is because we said it's storytelling. You could say it's narration if you don't want a character, but I did say that I want a character profile. So there's this character called Elena, there's the visuals, there's the transition. This is what we want, very important, transition from one scene to the next and one scene to the next. And it's supposed to make only 30 seconds and that's it. And then the last part is where it just gives you this final call, which is really what, it's really important because you're trying to get people to go and buy this brand. So you have to have a final call of something. You have to redirect them somewhere. So this is the final scene. Now, how did you guys do in your scene generation? You got to read the scenes, of course. I haven't read them yet, but overall, it looks pretty good. It's exactly what I wanted. What about your scenes? Are you able to generate them when you hit enter? Did you get something? Filippo,
Yes.
Athlete, you did? Okay. Well, are you guys going through the scenes? Let's go through them, okay? I need you to go through your scenes. Just skim through them. As in just read briefly, see what the scene 1's about, where does it start, how does it transition, does it make sense? It's really important that everything does make sense. So how's it going? Let's go through it a little bit. I'm actually going through my second scene right now. And I want to show you guys a comparison from this to the next. Kathleen, how's it going for you as well? And Filippo, how's it going for you guys? Did you get your scenes?
I think I made a small mistake. It's
Okay.
generating the video already and not the scene. So I'm gonna correct it.
Very good. And also, that's actually a good thing that's happening now. So how do we correct such a problem? If you don't already know, just go back to your scenario, your prompt and say, do not generate a video. If it consistently generates a video for whatever reason, even though your prompt is clearly shown that it's not supposed to generate any video. So just say do not generate. And sometimes when you put it in capitalized letters, it understands better. So that's also very important. Filippo, what about you? How's it going for you in terms of your scenes? Kathleen is working on her scenes. Did you get your scenes? Filippo, can you hear me? I think he's frozen. Dushime, can you hear me still?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So do I understand that everyone has their scenes ready? Because now we're going to move into the next. Okay, Filippo says he's following, but the connection is slow. Okay, Filippo, you can just keep sending me messages on WhatsApp to keep track. Tell me if you have your scenes ready because we're moving on to the next thing now. What's the next thing going to be? So now that we have our scenes, okay, first thing you want to do is to generate photos. You need seed generation. And do you notice that you have characters, right? So you don't want to have an Asian character in scene 1 who's called Elena. And then in scene 2, you have again Elena for whatever reason, and she's now African or she's something else. You want to keep Elena the way Elena is. So how do you do that? This means that whenever you generate a picture, you have to make it like a puzzle connection. One scene is connecting to the next. You have to use the first scene picture to generate the second scene picture and so on and so forth. So now we're going to start off with the hook. The hook has no character in it. What you guys are going to do is you come back here, change the tools to create images now. Okay, you need the photos now. I know Dushime can hear me, but Kathleen is sort of... Kathleen, can you still hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Dushime, you can hear me, but I don't think Kathleen can. And I think Filippo's logged out again. But anyways, this class is recorded, so you guys need to make sure, please, to check your networks. I know it's not easy where you guys are with networks and stuff, but it's really important for the lesson that you have your networks in check because you need to be in the lesson so that you don't miss anything. It's really important to be completely in the lesson. Okay, so now I'm going to say, now create a picture. You can say create a captivating, there are many keywords, beautiful, captivating, cool, all that kind of a thing. I always like to use these keywords because I think I get a better visual with the photos. So Gemini is the best tool out there for image generation. From my experience, from what we do at Nazli Tech School, with all the content we create, Gemini always, okay, give me a moment, guys. What is he saying? I need to respond to Filippo real quick. He's talking about his network, or he has to go in and out. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, let's move on. So what I'm going to do is now create a captivating picture. Now, this is important with an aspect ratio. Why aspect ratio? Because you want a vertical orientation. You want a shorts, and shorts is not horizontal, but shorts is vertical. So with an aspect ratio of 9:16, it's important you say this. If you don't say it, it's going to generate for you something that's horizontal, and you don't want horizontal. You want vertical. So create a captivating picture with an aspect ratio of 9:16 showing, what are you showing? Colon again. Copy this entire thing for your hook. You don't need the whole thing, by the way. You don't need soundtracks. You don't need voiceover, but I'm just going to have to copy. What you need, to be honest, is your action visuals. Copy that first, paste it right here. You also need your text overlay, and that's it. Okay, you don't need voiceover. That's not part of generating images. That's going to be for your video. So now we say generate. You notice I only wrote this line. Okay, I'm going to put it on the chat on the Google Docs, sorry. But I just wrote the line here saying, now create a captivating picture with an aspect ratio of 9:16 showing, what are we showing? The visuals and the action and the text overlay. So the text overlay is actually cool for me. It says Scandi, clean, Sahara born. So Scandi, Scandinavian, because we're meeting modern design with nomadic life. So making sense, right? Makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. So once you guys are done with this, you can send it. That's it. So I'm going to put it on the chat, okay? So this is my second prompt. We are generating prompt for the first hook, the first 3 seconds. Let me go back to, I'm gonna have to come back here, guys, okay, for a minute. I wanna write down, this is the time for the hook now. So the hook, what is the hook? I'm gonna copy the hook right now. For me, this is my hook. This is not your hook. You obviously have your own hook. You can put in your own copy, but this is just an example. So I'll copy this hook and paste it over here because I want to show you how I'm going to generate like the picture, right? But that's weird. Why is it pasting something weird? Let me see. It's pasting it in a weird way. Okay, that's better. So the hook, this is the hook. And if you guys are on here, you can look at that. And then what are we doing next? Now we're doing the prompt number 2, #2. This is the second prompt that we're generating or creating or doing. And we're using this keyword right here at the beginning that says, and this is an image generation. Now we're going from scene to image, right? So prompt number 2 is more for image generation. Okay, guys? Now, I'm just going to take out this this highlight and then paste. Well, I don't know why it's pasting that again. Let me copy the entire thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually see this through. So whenever I copy something, I'll paste it here first. And then I'll copy it again. Okay, so now this is the prompt. So in case if anybody's missed it, here it is, okay? This is like a sample prompt. This is what I wrote. This is what I have on the image generation part. So after this whole thing, now I'm going to send this and let's see what Gemini is going to give us. Now, make sure you guys are selecting tools as image, okay? Tools needs to be selected as picture. And make sure you're doing thinking, because if you do fast, what's going to happen is it's going to generate for you rubbish text that doesn't make sense. So you want to go for thinking because you want something smart. Ooh, look at this. This is not bad. This is not bad. Sandy, clean, Sahara born. I like the start. This is the first 3 seconds. Now, I want to show you a difference between this one and this one. Look, I think for a skin brand or skincare brand, I would say personally, like I'm showing you the differences, right? I'm going to give you 2 contrasts. The one that we're doing right now, the first scene is this one. This is the hook. This is the starting, right? Because then the person is wondering what is Scandi born and Scandi clean and Sahara born. But then there is a second option, which is this one. This is why I told you that you have to, in creating content, you have to generate examples and then you have to pick the best one. If I was to finalize this, and you guys obviously need to finalize, I would go with this one. Why? Because it's representing a skincare brand. I mean, it's really captivating just from looking at the picture, right? The future of luxury isn't global. And then if you guys are wondering, well, how did I get this picture, right? In comparison to this one. This one's also good. This one is not like it's not good. You can still make whatever good, but you want to get the best, right? So this one, how did I get the scenes for this one? Look at my prompt here. Look at what I wrote in this prompt. Using the information below, create a beautiful viral scenario broken down into detailed scenes and add all of this stuff. And then I went all the way to this part right here. Then I did the same thing I did for you guys where I just copy pasted the theme behind the whole project. Now, again, I'm going to give you guys this later on. You guys will have access to this prompt. When I sent this prompt, I got this now. This is what I got. I got the hook, same thing again. I got the scenario, I mean the scene 2, and I got the scene 3, and I got the scene 4, scene 5. And to me, personally, I would go with this one because this one has more of that catchy, that hook kind of thing where people would be really curious to see this. And it has that expensive feeling that everybody wants to kind of experience when you're doing. And it says it's very good for TikTok and Reels. So again, it's the way you write your prompt that you generate stuff. It's the way you do stuff. especially if you start off by giving Gemini a reference. So, so now I'm going to go back here, guys. How's it going for your first picture? Let's just imagine, let's just assume that we have this. This is my first photo. This photo I generated from the hook that we have from the scene. So this is how it's going to look like, right? Scene or hook number 1. How's it going for Kathleen, for Dushime, and Felikpo? Do you guys have your, your first photo ready or not yet?
I already got mine.
Great, well done. Okay, if you got your photo, please download it. Let's go to generate the first video clip so that you guys understand now that you have the photo generation, it's pretty much the same thing you're gonna need to generate for the next photos, but let's generate the video clip for this. How do we make this into a video? And how do we make this into a captivating video because it's going to be a hook? So if you guys download your photo, now I downloaded mine, okay? Mine is on my computer right now. This is it. Okay, so it's downloaded. Just click the download option, put it on your computer system, and then you have this. Now you can rename this. I'm a person that doesn't like leaving things with sort of weird names. So I'm going to call this one Hook. You can rename it on your computer or you can leave it the way it is. Doesn't really matter. And then we'll go over to, can you guys go back to your email now on Nazli Tech and click on the waffle option right here? We're going to need to use vids to generate the video clip. Okay, so Felikpo, welcome back. I'm not sure if you can hear me okay. Can you still hear me good? Okay, Felikpo, I can't hear you, but I think I see that you're saying you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. So, if you can check that and see what's going on. But in any situation, remember we have this class recorded, so you're going to get access to all materials, but please just make sure for next lesson that all of you guys have your internet in order for 15 minutes, just so that you're able to catch up everything for the lesson, okay? But you guys are going to have the recording for this. Okay, are we here? Are we on vids? Do we all come over here? We're now ready for video generation. We're going to be making the clip now. I'm on vids already, okay? You got to go here. If you guys don't know how I got here, go to your Nazli Tech Gmail. On Nazli Tech Gmail, just go over to where you see this, waffle option, and then just go down to where you have the vids, and then just click on vids, and it's going to open for you vids. This is what you need, basically. You need vids. Okay, so you have access to it. And now once you're on vids, you guys are going to have to switch the orientation of your video to portrait. You don't want to do landscape. You want to get portrait. Now, for portrait, you have so many options, right? I hope you guys are taking the time to explore all of these things. Now that you have access to all of these materials, take the time to explore how you can use AI avatar on your own, how you can convert slides. This is a very, very good tool, by the way. Converting slides is very good because you can get pictures and make them into really, really fun interactive slides. We use this a lot for our content for our school. And then there's many other things. But for now, I'm going to go for VEO 3.1. That's what we need. So switch it to portrait and select VEO 3.1. Now it's going to look like this. Okay, so what are we going to do once we're here? We're not going to do create from scratch. Create from scratch means that you have the images. You are just going to be creating things from scratch, like what it says. You're going to prompt it here directly. You're not going to have any kind of scene thing. You're just, or maybe you have scenes, but you don't necessarily have any picture. You're not using any photo to create the video. You're just going to be typing text to video. And so that's what create from scratch means. We're going to go for animate an image. It's important you select that. Otherwise, the text is going to be rubbish again. So now once you're here, you're going to say create. Now you're going to say using, start with this, using the picture attached here. You're going to say create captivating. You can say a Hollywood blockbuster if you want. There are many ways you can describe this. Blockbuster, you can say enticing, whatever. Video clip showing, what do you want to show again? Now, this is where you got to go back now. You got to go back to your Gemini. You got to go back to your hook that you have at the beginning, and you got to copy everything and you got to paste it. Now, I would say let's copy it little by little because there's something we're going to do with the text overlay. There's a trick of how you can make the text overlay appear the same way that it should appear in the picture as in the video without appearing rubbish or random text. Now, I would say copy the first two things first, okay? The visuals and then the action. Copy this whole thing, then come down here, paste it. Now you see that you're saying that you want to show the visuals, the settings, pretty much the same thing that you have in the picture. You also have the action, so take away any space. You don't need spacing. You can do spacing if you want. It's also describing the action, and then there's a trick for the text overlay. So what is the trick? The trick is you'd have to say, and the text overlay should show as it is. Otherwise, it's going to show something that is not right. How's it going so far, guys? Because I think we have like 4 minutes, but in general, I'm going to show you how you generate the clip, but I hope that you guys are able to catch up. It might go a little bit fast, but I think you get the hang of it as we keep going in the lesson. Just try to see if you can catch up, and if you want me to repeat an explanation or something of that sort, let me know. So I have to give you a little bit of this trick thing, how you're going to do the trick. So I'm going to give you something that you can always use when you're generating a video to make sure that you generate the text overlay the way it's supposed to. Okay, let me open a folder. Now, folder for one of the things that we have, let's go into this. Okay, so here, you need this. This line is very important. And this text overlay included in the picture here shows as it is. You can say shows beautifully as it is, shows captivating vintage, whatever you want to add there as a keyword, but that has to be there. So what I mean is right here after action, I'm going to put it for you in the Google Docs, okay? So after this period, you just have to paste it like that. This is what I pasted, this part. And this text overlay, you're talking about a text overlay. What text overlay are you talking about? This one right here, the one that you have for the hook, the first 3 seconds. So you have to copy this. You don't copy the entire thing, just copy the text overlay, what is in the picture. And what I mean in the picture is if you go back to the picture that we downloaded from Gemini, the first one we did, it is this one, isn't it? So we have the text overlay here, Scandi Clean Sahara Born. That's what you want to make sure that you have here when you're generating the prompt. So at this point, you have to paste the text overlay. I'm going to copy it again. Just copy this one, come back here, paste it. That's it. So that's all you wanted. Just be careful that you don't paste it twice. Now I'm going to give you guys an example because this is now going to be our prompt number 3 for video clip generation. Now we're not done, okay? I have action, don't forget. And then I have visuals and settings, right? Visual setting, and I have action. What else do I need to generate this clip? I need to have what is here, what is missing. I need soundtrack so that there's a nice soundtrack. I also need voiceover, right? Voiceover, this is important. So copy soundtrack, paste it over here, copy voiceover, paste it down below. And now you have this complete prompt. Can you guys see it, by the way? I don't know what the status of you guys is right now. I need to go back. How's it going so far, guys, in everything? Oh, wait, where's everyone? I think your photos disappeared. Can you guys still hear me and see what I'm doing? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, Kathleen, thanks for...
Yes, my camera was disabled because it says...
what does it say?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
It says that it's being used by another app.
Oh.
And I think it's the Vids, Google Vids.
Okay, maybe. But maybe you can check it and see if you can like eliminate that. I don't think you need... why is Google Vids using your camera? That's strange. But you can hear me, so that's good. What about Lumen? I think Lumen Alchemist is Dushime. Dushime, can you still hear me like Kathleen can?
Yes.
Okay. And Folikpo, can you hear me as well? Because we're going to have to wrap up now. I'm going to do the generation, and then we need to wrap up. So Folikpo, can you hear me, or are you still having the network problem? Let me know in the chat or let me know on WhatsApp. By the way, guys, the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this video clip generation prompt thing, but now you have to just come and add your image. That means you have to upload your hook picture. That's it, pretty much that. And then click generate and then wait. Now, sometimes you might have a glitch. You might say, oh, could not generate this, unexpected errors. And now these are things that you have to know how to work over. If there's unexpected errors for whatever reason, it says something like that, what you can do is just take out this, just look at your whole, prompt, see if there's anything. Sometimes when you say transition or when you say zoom in, zoom out, that kind of a thing, the AI doesn't understand. So if you have an unexpected error, the best thing for you to do is to rewrite your prompt again. So that means you take what you have all over from here and all the way to the end and maybe put it on Google Docs and just look at it one more time, change 1 or 2 words, remove anything that has to do with zoom in, zoom out, anything like that. Or you can paste it back on Gemini and say, rewrite this prompt for me. Okay, so that's what you can do. Okay. You guys see that scene? Or can you hear this? Can you hear what it just generated for me, the first hook? And you notice that the text overlay is exactly the same, right? Yeah, so can you guys all hear it? I wanna know if you can hear it. So I'm gonna play it, okay? Tell me if you can hear it. It's on maximum video. How was that first part? Were you able to hear what it said?
No, I couldn't
Okay,
hear.
let me stop it and share it again with audio. That's probably why you guys couldn't hear it. I'm gonna share with audio again, okay? Entire screen. Now with audio and listen to what it's gonna say. And then I'm gonna tell you guys something and then I'll take questions before we end. Okay, so I'm gonna play it again from the beginning, okay? From the beginning, the first clip, the hook. So let's play. What, am I stuck or something? Give me a minute. I think I'm stuck for whatever reason. Okay, now it's ready.
They said these worlds couldn't touch.
I'm gonna play it again. It's a whisper voice. Do you hear?
They said these worlds couldn't touch.
So first hook, were you able to capture what it said? How it sounded? Did you guys hear it?
It's cool. Yes,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yes.
But you're gonna have to modify things. Did you notice that at the end it sounded a bit weird from here? Here. It's okay if you keep it there, but remember you want to go for perfection. So I'm going to play it again and then I want you to see just towards the end,
They
right?
said these
Towards-
worlds couldn't touch.
Now this is captivating. Looking at that dropping down for people is captivating. Most people really like to see such stuff. But then towards the end here, you're gonna have to do something about the end. And how do you do that? Is when you generate the second clip, then this is why I said it's important for this. Transition. Transition is very, very essential because when you generate the second clip, this one, you're going to also do the same image generation and then video clip generation. You're going to have a natural transition where you're going to apply something called the zoom effect. So that means the next thing, I'm just going to show you an example, okay? Let's say I add another clip right here. You see what I just did, right? I added another part for another video clip. Now, if I click on the animation effect, you can have a dissolve. Look at what happens. Let's say I do a dissolve. Then you can increase your dissolve duration and try it out and see how it looks like first. It means that it's gonna dissolve from scene 1 to scene 2, but you have to know which one works the best. You see? Now you didn't hear that boom kind of thing. And it might work so perfect with your second scene. But of course, remember that there's so many kinds of animations you can do. There's dissolve, there's fade, there's push in. We usually don't use push or slide or scale, except you're doing something where you want to flicker for whatever reason or scale for whatever reason. But most of the time we would go for dissolve, and you can adjust the duration of your dissolve so that you can know how much you want to dissolve it in, and also the fading part. So that's the complete seed first generation, guys. This is the complete part. Now I'm going to copy all of this and put it in your Google Docs, as in I'm talking about the part that I used to generate the first video clip, this one right here. I'm going to copy this and then I'll put it as prompt number 3, generation of video clip. Now you guys have to do the same strategy of how we started generating the picture, because you're going to go back and do the same thing again for scene number 2. You're going to do the same thing. I mean, scene number 1, sorry. You're going to copy this entire thing again, and you're going to do the same thing where you're saying that you want to generate a new picture. Now you're going to say, okay, so now you're going to repeat this, copy this part. Let me just show you real quick. Paste it over here because you're going to generate a second picture. Then go back to scene 1 again, all over again, and copy everything. But remember, you don't need to copy the voiceover or the soundtrack and all that stuff. So you can try, I want you guys to try how to see if you can generate scene 1 yourself without copying the unnecessaries. And I think what we'll do next class is we'll come back and just, there's still a couple of things we need to do here just so that you guys understand what to do well, and then you will continue doing the remaining scenes yourself. But you can try before our next lesson, which is next Friday, but that's not going to be with me. It's going to be with another teacher for your second session. But when you do have a lesson with me on the third session, we will come back here and we will see what you guys have. So make sure you save everything in a Google Docs and in your computer, and I will be asking you to upload those on Google Classroom. Now, did anyone generate a video clip by any chance? Did you get to generate your first video clip or not yet? Not yet?
I have generated
did.
one.
Okay, and how do you guys see, what's your video clip like? How's it to you? How do you see it? If you're the one watching that, is it captivating? Do you think it needs change, or what do you think? Let's start with Kathleen and then we'll go into Dushime. Go ahead, Kathleen, what would you say?
Well,
your first
I believe that my clip is captivating, yes, and creative, but I just don't like the colors. It's kind of dark, like the layout, the colors. I feel like they could be clear colors that are more clear, and that would have people's attention even more.
That's very good point. So you know what you can do, Kathleen, is you can take that scene or the hook, and then you can, so the whole thing that Gemini generates for you, and this whole thing, so basically take the entire thing, and then you can now tell Gemini that I want you to rewrite the hook, make it viral, but this time make it colorful and bright. And then this is a good point that Kathleen brings before I go over to Dushime. This thing that you guys are talking about, color, brightness, and all that stuff, this is why in the beginning you need to state that. In the beginning, when you're creating your scenes, you have to state it here that you want to create a viral scenario that's colorful, that's bright, there's fun, energetic. All those descriptions need to be here because that's how the AI would understand what you want and would create the scenes for you accordingly. But even if you've done this and you don't like the way the colors are, you can still copy it and you can still ask the AI to recreate the same hook, but this time, the same hook, but this time you want it to be having some sort of colorful, energetic, bright feel to it. And then it's going to recreate for you one. So you just have to perfect that. We're going to come back to this, guys, so don't worry in lesson 3. Dushime, just before we close up, and then I'll come back to Filippo. Do you have anything? Can you go ahead and talk about your video? How's your video?
Yeah, it sounds like it's cool, and I like the background soundtrack. It is
okay.
It sounds like it is like a motivational sound, and the voiceover is cool. It's cool. Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
And you think people are gonna relate to those first 3 seconds when they see it? It will be catchy and captivating, at least to the most.
Yes, of course, it's captivating.
Okay. Okay, guys, I would love to see your scene, so I'll explain to you guys more about how this will go. Please save everything you've done. I'll upload the last prompt, which is the video clip generation. Filippo, can you still hear me okay? Because I know you're having some issues in network, and you've been having some difficulties with clip generation and all, which hopefully you would have fixed for next lesson. But are you able to follow everything? Do you have any questions? Anything you want to ask?
No, I have follow. As my connection was breaking, I have follow. So I think I can do it after we the recording. So that's nice. I have understand most in. Thank you, Aisha.
No problem. All right, guys, I would love to see you guys again on lesson 3. Lesson 2 is going to be with a different teacher who would also teach you something new. So just remember, come with your networks all working, you know, camera, everything. Just try to make sure for 15 minutes. And she will explain to you what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to be added on Google Classroom, so you can follow everything there. There's so many exciting things for you guys at the end of this course. Like I said, competitions, jobs. So you just really need to put your energy to this and try to understand the tactics and techniques of the whole thing. And I think with practice, you guys will get better. So without further ado, we're going to end the lesson here, guys. If no questions, I'll see you guys on lesson 3. Okay?
I
Okay,
have a
thanks you.
question.
Okay, bye.
Bye. You can go, Kathleen and Filippo. Bye. Take care. And then Dushime, you can stay behind if you have a question. Bye, guys. Take care. See you next time. Okay. Dushime, go ahead. Do you have a question?
Yeah, my question. I was wondering if I can interact with you during this scene which are left, so that I can understand very deeply in about how we're gonna use like keyframes by using this video editor.
So you wanted to know how you can interact, how you're able to create keyframes from the scenes using VITs, like what we're doing now? You want to understand more?
Yes.
Well, we have our class sessions, but you can feel free to send me a voicemail or a video of just asking me whatever, and I'll try my best to respond to you as much as I can. And yeah, and I think that's how I can help out of class sessions. So I might not respond immediately. You might need to wait, but I would do my best to respond to you. But you can feel free to send me questions if you have any as you're trying this on your own before we meet again on lesson 3, because there's still things that we need to go, especially on keeping character consistent and creating those seed generations. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Good night. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.